Hey guys, thanks for joining us today to walk through how to install a sink onto a vanity top. Many vanities come with a top that's detached, and we get questions all the time on how to install these bad boys. So what we have over here is all the materials you're going to need in order to install a sink onto the vanity top. You have silicone, and we're going to have some pictures posted so that you know which silicone works best. Some epoxy, which is optional. It's good to have a measuring tape, a cloth, and a marker, as well as something like a business card for applying the epoxy, and you'll see me do that in a couple of minutes. So first thing first, there's two ways you can get the area for the sink prepared for alignment. The first step is to just take a measuring tape and measure out 1.25 inches all the way around and draw yourself a line. Now, we like to do it for accuracy by making a template. And in order to make a template, all you need to do is get a piece of cardboard that's a little bit bigger than the sink, draw yourself a line all the way around, and then once you've drawn the line, you want to cut out the center in the middle, leaving what we have here already cut, a 1-inch frame. What you do with this 1-inch frame is simply put it over the cutout on the back side of the vanity top. Before you do your installation, you'll want to clean this area. We've already cleaned it with just a rag and water, and what that does is it makes this surface ready for adhesion of the caulk as well as the epoxy. So you can see here it's already clean. It's a lot cleaner than the rest of the bottom of the top. So all we're going to do is we're going to put our template, keeping in mind that the sink itself on the bottom is going to be, wider than the cutout. So you want to put your template on there. You want to leave the same amount of space, sort of a uniform 1/4 inch or so. And then you want to draw your line after you've got it set properly all the way around. Just want to make sure you keep your template nice and steady while you draw your line. And if you miss a couple of spots, it's okay. This is supposed to just give you your guide. And as you can see now, we have a uniform perimeter here that is about the same distance all the way around. And if we are to put our sink, one of the things you want to keep in mind is the overflow is supposed to be on the opposite side of your faucet cutout. So if I set that down there, you can see now we have an outline of exactly where the sink should go. Next step is to just get your adhesive silicone. We recommend putting a bead of this caulk all the way around the inside of the perimeter in order to make sure that when the sink is placed, that the silicone doesn't get pushed to the inside, which gives you an ugly finish when you flip it over. So here we go. Just apply a bead of silicone, and you want to be generous with it, but not too generous, because again, it could seep into the inside of the sink, and that just doesn't look very good. Right on the inside of the line, like so. Once that's done, all you need to do is place your sink as closely to the inside of the perimeter you've drawn as possible. Once you've gotten it pretty much centered, you want to push down on it so that you get the maximum adhesion and no gaps. We usually just run our finger, leaving the corners clean, because that's where we're going to turn around and put our epoxy. Just kind of like a spot weld. Wipe my finger off. And now what we're going to do, on the back of the top, we can go ahead and mix our epoxy. It's a two-part epoxy. So what we want to do is we want to push it out. And then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to mix this really good. The two-part epoxy, if not mixed well, will not harden. So you have the epoxy and the hardening agent. Just mix it really good. And once that's done, you're going to put it on at least 2 of the corners. I like to try to put it on 3. Just scoop some up like so. Put it on the corner. The business card allows you to flex around and it will come down, and don't worry, gravity will help you out. And it'll flow down the side of that sink. Here's another corner. So there's 2 corners. Now I'm going to scoop up a little bit more, and I just need at least 1 more corner. So here we go. I'm going to put that on. With that said, I have a little more epoxy. I can probably get the 4th corner too. There we go. With that said, I like to put on a little bit more caulk, build it up on the areas that are not epoxied. And then with your finger, just build it up against the bowl so that the bowl is now held to the top more strongly. And that's it. Now you just let it sit for about 12 hours. The epoxy will dry in about 5 to 10 minutes. You could actually set it in 1 hour. We like to let it sit overnight so that the caulk dries completely, and once it's dry, have fun getting that sink off of it. That's our quick video on putting a sink onto a vanity top. I hope that helps you with your project. Thank you so much for watching.